You see, this US and Iranian war, hmm, it is really getting out of hand to start with, first of all. And from a standpoint of truth and sincerity, we all knows that from a standpoint of truth, Iran cannot stand the US when it comes to war. Because right from the very first day
The arrival of that
after those
U.S.
World War
Navy
II,
warship will not
we
affect
all know
Iran's
that
resolute will and
USA happens
determination
to
to
be the
defend
world
the
power
nation. Countries in the region
in
are
the
well
sense that
aware that any
they are
insecurity in
not
the
just a
region
sovereign nation,
concerning U.S.-Iran tensions
but if
is
there is
not
one
only
thing
aimed at
that has
Iran, it is a
actually bettered
contagious
them
insecurity.
sovereignty
The Trump administration has
is
reportedly
the
outlined a
ability for
series of
them to
demands
build
to
power
Tehran that must be
on
met in order to
solitude.
avert potential US military action,
See,
signaling Washington's preference for
if there is one
negotiation
thing you need to
despite the
know,
growing tensions. A US State
be
Department
something that
spokesperson told
something
Iran
that goes
International on January
beyond
26th that
sovereignty,
Washington's expectations have been formally
something
conveyed,
that
describing them as prerequisites for any de-escalation.
is more powerful
Separately,
than sovereignty
Axios quoted senior American
is
officials confirming
solitude.
that similar preconditions were under review, forming the basis of an
Solitude will
emerging framework
always
for a
bet
possible diplomatic
sovereignty
agreement.
according to the degree
Spokesperson for the US
which it may
Department of State
excel,
said, quote,
or according to the
Iran, the
strength
world's leading
or
state
the
sponsor of terror,
ability
must
in
stop
which
its
you
nuclear
stretches it
escalations,
up
its
to
ballistic
for
missile
yourself.
program, and its support for its
Solitude.
terrorist proxies. For
Solitude is the
decades, the
point
Iranian
of being
regime has
alone,
willfully
the
neglected the
ability
nation's
for you to
economy,
exist alone,
agriculture, water,
the point
and
of you
electricity to instead
being
squander Iranian
capable of
people's past
yourself.
wealth and
A
future on
lonely
terrorist
point,
proxies
a
and
point
nuclear
of
weapons
alone.
research.
You can do
Unquote.
things alone.
On the same day, President Trump
You
told
can
Axios that
carry
the
out
ongoing standoff with Iran
activities
was in flux,
alone. That's
remarking that the
solitude.
situation could shift quickly
When
following his
you
order to
can
dispatch what he called a big armada to the
do things
region.
alone by
They want to
yourself,
make a deal.
you
I
don't
know
need any
so,
other person.
Trump asserted,
You don't need
claiming that Iran
assistance.
had privately
You don't
signaled
need
an interest in
aid.
talks, even
You
as
don't need
military
support.
posturing continued on both sides of the
You
Persian
are a very
Gulf.
dangerous person. That ability will always better sovereignty. And that's the ability of the US government.
President Trump's remarks came
The
shortly after
USA
the US Central Command
is not
confirmed
just a
that the
sovereign
USS
nation.
Abraham
It's a
Lincoln carrier
nation that
strike
builds
group had been
sovereignty on
deployed to the Middle
solitude.
East, signaling a
From a
significant
standpoint of
escalation in
truth,
American naval posture.
solitude will always
CENTCOM
better
officially
sovereignty
stated that the Abraham
according
Lincoln strike
to
group
the
is now
degree
active in the
it
region,
may
as
excel.
part of broader US
From a
efforts to bolster
standpoint of
presence and
truth.
readiness amid rising tensions with
But
Iran. However, reports indicate that
there is
Tehran has
something
appeared to
about this
counter
solitude.
Washington's move with an assertive display of
Solitude
its
is
own,
like a foundation.
deploying submarines to monitor and
Sovereignty
deter
is
US
like the
naval
structure
operations.
built upon
According to multiple
upon
regional
a
sources, Iran has
foundation.
dispatched several submarines into
That
the
is
Strait of Hormuz in
that
an
is
effort to challenge the
what I want
expanding
to say
US naval
next.
presence in its near seas.
When you
Among those
build
reported
power
at sea are Fatih-class
on
semi-heavy attack
solitude,
submarines and Gadir-class midget submarines,
extremely
compact but potent vessels
extreme
optimized for stealth and
solitude,
close-range ambush missions.
it will
The
bet
Strait of
at
Hormuz remains one of the world's most vital
sovereignty.
shipping choke points, carrying between
It will
20 and
bet at
21% of all global
powerful
seaborne oil,
sovereignty.
making it a potential
Now,
flashpoint in any
watch my
confrontation.
word.
Military analysts warn that Tehran
Iran
may
is
combine
a
its
sovereign
submarine
nation.
activity
Iran
with
is strong.
coordinated missile
Iran is this.
salvos,
Iran is
an
that. I
integrated
agree
sea and
with
land
you. I have
approach
not
designed to overwhelm adversary
argue with you
defenses.
because there are several
As these maneuvers
nations
unfolded,
who are,
Iranian state media released a
still
dramatic simulation
powerful on
video
their
depicting a
own,
direct
such
strike on
as
the US aircraft carrier
China,
USS Abraham
such
Lincoln,
as
further inflaming
Russia,
tensions.
such as
The clip opens with close-up, drone-style imagery
what's
of
it
a
called?
large carrier sailing at sea, setting up a visual narrative
Iran,
rooted in real-world
Iraq,
references to the Lincoln's deployment location. Overlay
France.
graphics then
France is
identify
powerful.
the ship as the USS Abraham Lincoln,
Italy is a powerful
directly
nation.
mirroring its current position near the
But all
Persian
these
Gulf, as
nations,
reported by
France,
international
Italy,
media outlets.
they don't
Moments later, the
prioritize this
Fatah
war.
hypersonic missile is
No.
shown being launched from deep inside
What they
Iranian territory,
prioritize
streaking toward the
is
simulated target in a carefully staged
tourism,
cinematic strike sequence.
because
Upon impact,
they want
the
people to
carrier
come to
is
their
portrayed
country and
splitting
invest in
cleanly
their
in two
country.
along its midsection,
So if they
dramatizing a
prioritize
complete
war
kill-shot
over
representative
tourism,
of Iran's claimed
you
strike
see, it will
capability.
destroy it
Secondary
will destroy the
explosions
nature
ripple across the
of
flight
the
deck,
country.
with
There are
animated
so many things
aircraft,
it will destroy.
fuel tanks,
And
and
don't
support
forget,
equipment
it
erupting in
is a beautiful
flames, a
nation.
visual meant to emphasize destruction
So
and symbolic
introducing
dominance.
war,
Observers note that the
violence,
Iranian Navy has
you
for
see,
years
they don't
conducted
want those
intensive drills
things.
simulating assaults on large
All those
NATO and
Italy,
US naval
all
platforms,
those Germany,
particularly aircraft carriers
all
and
those
amphibious ships. In a parallel act of
France.
symbolism,
they
Iran unveiled a large
prioritize
mural in Tehran depicting the
tourism
destruction of
over
American
war.
carrier painted in the colors of the US
They
flag, a
prioritize it because
provocative image of
when you
defiance.
check
Meanwhile,
all these
the Iranian
weapons,
Foreign Ministry
they have
issued a
them.
stern warning to US
They
Arab
kept them.
allies,
Is it the
cautioning regional
submarine?
states not to
Is it
support American
jets?
carrier operations
Is it
and hinting at
soldiers?
serious
Is
consequences
it
if
this?
hostilities expand.
It may not be as strong as the one the US
arrival of
have,
that
but they have
US
them.
Navy
They
warship
can
will
still
not
war
affect Iran's
and still
resolute
prevail
determination
with
to
other
defend
nations.
the nation.
But they don't put those things first.
We
What they
possess
put
both
is,
this will and the
is
full capability to
tourism,
defend Iran,
to prioritize the
relying on our
comfort
people
of
and the
tourists
experience
so
gained
that people
over
can come into
decades.
their country, such as in the
Deployment
form of
forces
through
to our
tourism,
region and the
through
issuing of threats
immigration,
contravene
that is
all principles
to
of
migrate,
international law.
through
Unfortunately,
education,
we know
that
the
is
American side disregards
someone
these
might gain admission to
principles,
their
which
university.
are
They are
designed to
wise.
protect the
They want you
entire
to come to their country
international
and spend your money.
community and regional security.
They want you to
If
come to
these
their
principles are
country and
violated,
spend your
the ensuing
your money.
insecurity will undoubtedly
They want you to come
impact
to their
everyone.
country and work for
The
them.
fact that an official
Use
at
your
this
brain to
level
build their
admits
nation.
to committing a crime
Those countries are
against
very wise.
humanity because
So don't
the
expect
US
them to
sanctions
start
against the
showcasing
Iranian
jets
people,
and
based
ships
on
and
any
submarines,
standard you consider,
parading soldiers
constitute a
everywhere,
crime against humanity
displaying
due to the
bombs,
blatant
new invented
violation of
bombs,
the
just
rights of
where
Iranian
this
citizens.
guy, Kim
These are
Jong-un,
documents
Xi
that will
Jinping,
certainly be gathered.
Putin, Vladimir
These are
Putin normally
testimonies,
does. After
signs,
they've managed to
evidence
invent one
prove
bomb,
both
you will
America's
see they parading the
animosity
bomb.
towards
They
every
will parade
Iranian,
the
and
bomb around
also
the entire
documents that will be
entire
used
military
in
base.
any competent
They will,
court to hold
to
American
showcase to the
parties
world that
accountable.
they've just invented a new
Countries in the
bomb.
region are well aware
Those
that
people don't
any
prioritize those things,
insecurity in the
but
region
they are strong.
concerning
They are
US-Iran
sovereign.
tensions is
You
not
don't
only
joke with
aimed at
them.
Iran, it is a
Those
contagious
nations,
insecurity.
Australia,
This is why there is a common
they are
concern
powerful,
among countries in the
but don't joke
region.
with them.
And
But they
fundamentally,
will not prioritize
any
those
country
things.
that
They will not
respects
showcase
peace,
themselves
international security,
because they
and
prioritize
international
sovereignty,
law must definitely take a clear
tourism
position against the
over
threats posed by the United States
war,
against other
over those
countries.
that are sovereignty.
The
They are
point
sovereign
about
nations,
Europeans deserve
but they want the peace
injustice
of their
that
citizens
Dr. Araki
and those that
raised
will
in
immigrate to their
Expos
nation.
was that
So if they start the
European
fight now,
parties
they
should
bomb
realize
themselves.
that applying double
If you
standards
hear
in
say
relation to the principles and
that they throw
foundations
bomb
of the
for
UN
Australia,
Charter
the way
will
they
harm
throw bomb
themselves.
for
They may be able to secure interest
Iran,
for a while
you
through
go
these
like travel,
double
go Australia.
standards, but ultimately,
Even
the
if you get
consequences of their
Australia visa,
actions will
you
affect
will
them.
run for your life.
As it happened, their
You will run
silence
for your life.
regarding many
I know of a
issues that
boy
occurred
then,
in our
where they
region in
deceive, say
Iran,
make go Iran,
including nuclear-related
Iran,
discussions,
because
has,
of the
in a way,
ideology of
led
the
to the
information he had
accumulation
about
of
Iran right on
lawbreaking.
time. Iraq, that time, this Iran and Israeli war never come aside. It never come aside. It hasn't started them. It was the ideology of the war between Iran and Iraq. He knows about that nation that made it turn that opportunity down. It turned it down. And not too long after turning down that opportunity, months later, that was when the Iran and Israeli war kicked up.
And how real is this threat?
Israel and Iran,
Let's
before you
break it
know,
down.
Israel and Iran, they start launching drones to themselves, launching bombs. And at the end of the day, before you know, US carried B-2 bomber, go bomb them. When he was sharing the story with me, thank God I escaped. I said, wow, you see, if the way they think they throw bomb for Iran today, you hear say they throw bomb for New Zealand, they are throwing bomb at Bangkok, that's Australia, they are throwing bomb at Belgium, Luxembourg, Malta, France, Italy. You go like travel, go that kind of country. You go remember for your country. Why? Because you know one die. War did that country. Abi? Just where some tourists are scared of coming to Nigeria. If you watch the news now, they've rated Nigeria the most dangerous place to go to on earth. One of the most dangerous places. Why? Because of the killing of Christians. They rated it that it is one of the most dangerous places for Christians to live in. But now, because of the killing, the Boko Harams, the bandits, the insecurity, they rated it that way. In the time of Gaddafi, when Gaddafi died, so many leaders wants to travel to Libya and see what they can do.
U.S.
And
military
suddenly,
experts
an
strongly
information
dispute
came
that.
and told
But the
and
message isn't about
came and
technical details.
trend.
It's about deterrence.
What was the
why
information? The
now?
information stated that
The answer lies
if you are to
inside
come to
Iran.
Libya, there is no
Since late
problem.
December
But if there is one
2025,
thing we must let you
Iran
know,
has
we
been
cannot
rocked by
guarantee you
nationwide
your
protests.
security.
What started as
Every
anger
world
over
leader that
economic
has that
collapse,
attempt,
including a free-falling
every
currency,
president and
quickly
whatever
turned
they are
into
called, is it
political
political, is it
demands for
president, is it
regime
king, is it this?
change. The
Everybody that
government
wants to
responded with
travel
a
then to
severe
Libya
crackdown, a
to,
2-week internet blackout,
to meet
mass
with the
arrests,
executive over
and a
there
death toll
and know
that
what can
remains
be done over
hotly
the death of Gaddafi
disputed.
and the
Activist
war in
groups
Libya
claim more
then,
than
they all
5,800
constrained their
people killed.
movements.
The government
Why?
admits
Because of
to
a
around
statement that
3,000.
was
The
given.
UN has called the
You
response
can come into Libya,
unprecedented.
no problem, but
The
we
United
cannot
States
guarantee
responded
you
with new
your
sanctions,
security.
targeting Iran's
That was
oil
what
shipping network,
constrained the
and then
movement.
a warning from
Everybody
President Donald
remain
Trump.
in their
On
country.
January
Everyone
22nd,
there
he said
remained
any
in their
further
what? In
executions
their
or
country.
escalation
So
would
these
trigger
nations, they are
military
powerful.
action.
Even that Libya
Actions,
too,
he
it's
said, would
powerful.
dwarf previous U.S. strikes.
Libya is powerful.
In response, the U.S.
So
deployed more
the
forces.
thing is,
The USS Abraham Lincoln,
the
F-15
US
fighters,
have built
and British
power
Typhoon
on
jets to the
solitude.
region. Iran's
The
response?
US have
Visual
the
threats and
highest
words
solitude
like
so far in this
all-out war.
world. Not
But
even
here's the
sovereignty,
reality check.
solitude.
When it comes to naval power,
It
the
is
United
this
States
solitude
dominates.
to the degree
11
it which it may
aircraft
excel
carriers,
that
hundreds
bettered
of
at
warships,
extreme sovereignty
advanced
to
missile
them
defense systems.
because they can do
Iran
without
has
you.
0 carriers and a much
Yes,
smaller
they
fleet.
can do without. Okay, check the
Iran's
war
strategy
that is
is
ongoing
not
now.
to match
Check the
the
war that is
US
ongoing.
ship for ship.
Even the
It's to
Iran
make the
government
cost of
needed
conflict
assistance
painful, using
from
missiles,
several
fast
nations,
attack boats,
just like
mines,
the China,
drones, especially in tight
just
waters
like
like the Persian
the
Gulf.
North Korea.
That's why the Strait
They
of
needed
Hormuz
assistance
matters.
from other
20%
nations
of the world's oil
to
passes through
sustain,
it. Iran has
to
threatened
gain
to
more
block it
backup,
if attacked.
to gain more
Mines,
strength
missiles,
in this war.
swarm boat attacks. Any closure,
The
even
US,
temporary, could send
the
oil
China
prices
government has
skyrocketing
deployed
and
some
shake the global
military
economy.
aid
But a
to
full
them,
blockade would also hurt
weapons
Iran
to them,
and
in
would likely
assistance of
trigger a
to
major US
assist
and
them,
allied
right?
response. So,
But
what
how
does this
many
all mean?
nations has
The
ever
video and the
deployed
mural are not a
military aid
declaration of
to the
war.
US
They
government
are
to
a
assist
warning,
them
a
in the
signal,
war?
and a
See,
dangerous game
if
of
Trump,
psychological pressure.
I'm not in support of
No
any
missiles have been
politician, I'm not in
launched,
support of
no
war.
ships have been
I
hit,
love Trump, but
in a
at times
region
he
this
hurts the
tense,
shake. He did so
misunderstandings
can't is
can
the way
turn
Trump go do.
deadly
I will
fast.
just look at him, I will
And
say,
right
well,
now, both
power
sides
they
are
catch him.
playing chicken
So can't is
with
the way I go
very
do.
real
I go clap, I'll say, well, this
consequences.
president, he do this one. I love this one. So don't think I'm in support of him or I'm not in support of him. I'm in support of good things. If a leader does well, I support him. If he doesn't does well, I do not support him. That is me and Trump for you. Because what Trump is doing to the Iranian leader, I support him. Because that Iran,
Iran's
they're
economy
wicked.
is grappling with serious challenges.
Iran too wicked.
Rising inflation has made daily life
Iran
increasingly difficult,
wicked.
and combined with intense
And
pressure
this
caused by
wickedness,
international
it is
sanctions,
not in
has caused a
the.
sharp depreciation of the
It is
local
not.
currency.
The wickedness
To
is not
improve
as
credibility
a
and
result
economic
of.
efficiency, the parliament has
of
decided to redenominate the rial, changing
How
its
will I
face
put it?
value.
It is not as a result of. It is in their belief system as an Islamic nation. Because that belief system of war, fight, killing, destruction, it just deal with them. It just deal with them. If US wants to deal with Iran today, they will do
does
it.
not address the main economic
They
challenges.
will do it.
When your
The only
economic
thing
engine constantly produces
that is
zeros,
constraining
removing
this
them achieves nothing and solves no
military
problem. This unnecessary
actions
step comes at the wrong
is
time.
as a result
Inflation has not
of
subsided, and
the
society is already
escalation
full
of the war.
dangerous
What
social
it will lead
upheavals.
to is
The
the great
decline of the
unknown.
local currency spans
Yes,
decades.
because
Its value
to
to the
start a
dollar
war,
has eroded
it only takes a
dramatically
bullet.
since the 1980s.
It takes just a bullet to start a war, but it takes several bullets to end a war. That's the biggest truth. Whether you like it or not, a bullet can start a war, but a bullet can never end a war. It takes several bullets to end a war. Because if the US government now launch a bomb to Iran, And guess what?
The
Iran,
devaluation of the
with
real,
their
accelerating since 2011,
nuclear weapon
stems from
and
forcing
heartless
the
hearts,
failure to adopt
start
an
launching
alternative
nuclear
neutralizing
weapons,
strategy to face
launching
sanctions
nuclear
targeting oil
bomb,
exports and
ballistic
central bank
missiles.
transactions, one that should have secured oil
You
revenues.
see,
Many
it will not
Iranians
just
see
affect the US
redenomination
alone,
as
it
cosmetic
will affect
and
the
are
world as a
turning to
whole.
gold and foreign currencies
Because
to
the
protect their
use
savings.
of
In
nuclear
an economy with
weapons
constant
has
inflation, it doesn't matter how many zeros are in banknotes. It's how far those notes will go at the market
come
that
into
really matters.
agreement
Toyida
as a
Sariyah, Al
roadout
Jazeera, Tehran.
Don't miss out. Get the
in
full
war
picture. Subscribe
activities,
to Al Jazeera for
because
reliable news,
it is
expert
not a
insight.
good ideology.
Like, share,
After
stay
the
ahead.
war, after the explosion, the effect remains, which the effect is never a good thing to talk about. These are the things the US government is trying to, to avoid, because for the US government to launch a bomb to Iran, it's not difficult. For the US government to, what they really wants to do, it is not to kill the citizens. No, Iran has done that already to their citizens. Iran way off network, off internet, off lights, blackouts, start killing their citizens, so that what happens in the country will remain in the country. Nothing will fly out from the country in the form of mass media or any form of information. They're off satellites, off internet, off lights, NEPA electricity, off them, kill their citizens in the name of inflation. The Iranian drain has depreciated so far that it has lost value. To change Iranian drain is now in millions. What? It has lost value. Inflation. Then what we they suffer for Nigeria? Here we see the bear. $1 now is 1,500. We Nigerians, we still keep quiet. They bear with the government, they go like that. It not cause war. Then what it cause war for Iran. Nigerians, when they see, then what it cause war. It join what it cause the war. The bad government, the this, the that, many things they happen to them. Instead of the government to look for solution for the citizens, he off internet, he off electricity, he off every means that information will be able to leak out via mass media. He started killing the citizens. The US government is not wicked like that. The US government prioritizes life. They prioritize lives. They value lives. They don't trade lives. So, launching a bomb to that jurisdiction to execute the whole living things there, it is not difficult for the US government to do. What they want to do is to take out the leader. Is it called the Ayatollah or what? To take him out. But there is something the US government still need to know, that they are not fighting with the government of Iran. No. They are fighting with the system of Iran. The government of Iran, it is beyond presidents and senator and emperors and governors and this and that. No. It is a system. Even if you kill the current leader today, another will take his place over the before the split of a second, another has taken his place. Cut off one head, another will grow out. Cut off one head, another will grow out. That is a system. So taking out the president is not the solution only. It is part of the solution, but not the total solution. Because when you cut off one head, another will grow out. So it is a system that you will tackle. It is a system that you will bombard. It is a system that you will attack, not the person. It is just like now the share you will destroy, not be who sit down for the share. Because who's sitting on that share is somehow useless. I am not saying it's totally useless. No, because as a matter of fact, he is all command, all control comes from him. I agree. So I'm not saying he's totally useless. No, he's not totally useless. But that share is the real problem. That's the system. Iran are so tight in their system. So tight. They have a very tight system. So trying to execute the leader will not solve the problem. We only give you how will I put it? A first pass. It will only mark you for a first pass that yes, my 1 point, like yes, 1 point. But it doesn't actually give you a total pass. It only scores you as 1 point, not the total pass it give you.
After
So,
Trump's withdrawal from
we
the
all
Iran
know,
nuclear
say,
deal in 2018,
na
the Iranian
US
economy
get
fared
what power.
surprisingly well.
US where
Trade with
invest
China
B2
helped
bomber,
soften the impact of sanctions, and
where
the Iranian
nobody for the
economy
world
grew
of
at a pretty
invest.
healthy rate
How many
between
nations of invest
2021
B2 bomber?
and 2024.
Even this
However,
guy,
in
these
recent
people
months,
where they
the
try,
tide has suddenly turned.
China,
A deep recession
they tried
looms,
theirs.
and inflation has been
It
so
was
bad for
it
so
was
long
never
that
as
last
the
month
same
Iran
as
announced
the
it
one
would be
of
slashing 4 zeros
US
off its
government,
national
the one
currency,
US invented.
which fell to an
It was never
all-time
as the
low
same.
last week.
They already
So in
tried
this
theirs.
video, we're going to
Three
look at
things
how
made the
Iran's economy
US
is
a
quietly
powerful
collapsing,
nation.
and how this
After
might be
building
affecting the
power on
regime's
solitude,
strategic
three
calculus.
things make it a powerful nation. One, intelligence. US get brain. This is the reason,
Never
and
miss
this
an
is the
episode and
reason
always
why
feel in
the
the loop
Arab
by
nation
subscribing
can
and
never
ringing
be
the
a
bell.
friend to the
So
US
let's start
government,
with
to
a
the
bit
US
of
nation
context.
at
The key thing
all.
to understand
The
about
Arab will
Iran's
tell you the
economy
US
is
are
that Iran
betrayers.
should be a lot richer
Why?
than it is.
Because the
Iran
US
has a
can do
GDP
anything
of about
to steal out
$400 billion,
knowledge.
but its oil and gas reserves
If
are
you
roughly
want to go and
equivalent to
trace the
that of
history, go
Saudi
and trace it
Arabia,
yourself, you see
a
it.
commodity-based
The US
economy
can do
with a
anything.
GDP
Many
of
of all
about
this
1
wisdom,
trillion,
all this
while
knowledge
its
that the US are
population
used
is
to
about as
operate
large
in
and
their
well-educated
country today,
as Turkey,
that has
a
bettered them
non-commodity economy with a
that
GDP
so
of about
esteem
1.1
sovereignty.
trillion.
They
Iran's
stole all
economic
those wisdom were
underperformance
being
is often
stolen.
chalked
They
down
stole
to the
them.
fact that it's been
All
a
those knowledge they
theocracy
were
since
stolen.
the
They were stolen
1979
knowledge.
revolution,
They
and
thief
religious
them. They will
fundamentalists
come to your
aren't generally
nation.
great
They will
at
make friends
economic
with you.
stewardship.
They
But Iran's
will behave
economic
as if they
underperformance
will behave as
actually
if
precedes the
they are with you.
1979 revolution,
No, they are
and there
after
are quite a few
something.
continuities between
When
the
they
economic
get what they are
policies
looking
of the
for,
pre- and
they move on.
post-revolutionary regimes.
I
So
think
why
I
is
know that
Iran's
time when we
economy
say
reliably
the
underperformed?
Oyibo people go
Well,
come
there are
for
two
their country.
related
They go come
reasons.
Africa,
The
come buy
first
juju.
is Dutch disease.
They will call the
For
buy juju.
context, Dutch
Carry they go
disease
their
is an economic
country,
phenomenon
go they
whereby
activate
an
them
export boom
till they
in
get
some
what they
commodity
want.
leads to an appreciation of your national currency,
I
making
just
your
give you a
other
bit,
exports and industries less
of
competitive.
something you
This
will
leads to an
so that
unbalanced
you,
economy
to
that
flash
can
your
be
mind back to
precariously
something.
dependent on that
It is not
particular
a total.
commodity,
It is
and
just
when
a
the
bit,
price of that
just to
commodity
flash your mind
falls,
back to
it can
something.
bring the entire economy down
So
with
don't
it.
take it as a total
This is
winning.
exactly what's
It is a
happened to
bit
Iran,
to flash
which
your
very
mind back
much
to
relies
something.
on oil and gas
Now, so the
exports.
US view.
For context,
That
Iran
is
has
why
some of the world's largest
the
oil and
Arab
gas
will tell
reserves.
you
According
the
to data from
the US are
BP, its
betrayers.
proven oil reserves
Americans
come to
are
about
wicked.
160 billion
Arab will tell
barrels,
you
the
Americans
fourth
are
largest in
wicked.
the world,
The
behind
Americans
only
will tell you
Venezuela,
the
Saudi
Arab
Arabia,
are
and
heartless.
Canada, and about 10%
Arab
of the
and
global
America know why
total,
they
while
collect
its
power for
proven
Arab
gas
hand.
reserves come to
They betray, they collect power
32,000
for their
cubic
hand.
kilometers,
Because
the second
if
largest
to
in the
say
world
power,
behind Russia,
they
and about 15%
those
of the
sons
global
of
total.
Ishmaelites and
Unfortunately for Iran,
this world
oil and gas have indeed
only
crowded
God
out
forsave
its
us.
other industries,
Those
and
sons
usually
of
account for
Ishmaelites.
between 50 and 80% of
When I
all
mean sons of
exports
Ishmaelites,
in any
you know
given
them now.
year,
You know them.
and between 25
You
and
know them.
50% of all government
Those
revenues.
sons of
This
Ishmaelites that
dependence
claim
has
Abraham
also
to be their
left the
father.
Iranian economy at the mercy
If
of
to say
global
power
oil
they their
markets.
hand.
As you can see, there's a pretty neat
This world,
correlation
for young
between
win,
global oil prices
we forget
and
the young
Iran's
win
GDP per
for this
capita.
world.
So
So the
that's
American
first
knows
issue,
that if
Dutch
power
disease.
did
The
these
second
people hand,
related issue is that
hey,
oil and
what they
gas
go do
revenues
us?
have inflated
We not go
Iran's
believe our
bloated
eye.
public sector, which
That's why the
essentially
American
spends
would
its time
the
redistributing those
American will tell
revenues.
you
Successive
they are
Iranian governments
heartless.
have tried to rebalance Iran's
The Arab
economy
will tell
away
you
from the
they
public
are
sector
betrayers,
towards the private
they are
sector,
wicked.
but to little avail. Many of Iran's
Number
other
two
industries
thing
continue to depend on inefficient
that
oil-funded
makes
subsidies,
US
and widespread
a very
corruption in the
powerful
public
nation.
sector makes it hard for private businesses to succeed. So you get the idea.
It's
The Iranian
as a
economy
result
has
of
never quite lived up to
one
its
intelligence,
potential,
right?
both because
Brain,
of Dutch disease and its
the
bloated
brain,
public
the
sector.
thinking faculty.
Things got particularly
The
bad
America
in
can think
2018
the
when Trump
impossible to
withdrew
become
from the Iran
possible.
nuclear deal and
The
imposed
America can
massive
just sit one place
sanctions as
think,
part of what he called
how can
his
iron
maximum
float
pressure
on air?
campaign. Iran's oil exports and revenues
And
duly
true,
shrank,
they go do
pushing
am.
the entire
Iron go dey
economy
float for
into a
air.
two-year recession in
Jets
2018
go dey
and
float for air.
2019.
as heavy
However,
as that
after
thing,
the
it would
pandemic,
float
the
for
Iranian
air.
economy did
Plane would float
surprisingly
for
well,
air.
with growth
Helicopter
averaging
would
about
float for air.
5% between
The American
2021
can
and
think it
2024.
and make it happen.
Iran was helped here by
The
China,
American can
which
think,
has
how can
continued to
iron
buy
float on
discounted
water?
Iranian oil despite escalating Western sanctions,
Before
and
you
now
know,
accounts for
as
something like
heavy as that
90%
ship,
of Iran's oil exports.
it will be on top
This
of the
is the main
sea,
reason that
floating.
Iran's oil exports have surged in
Archimedes
recent years,
principle.
tripling from approximately
They call it the
400,000 barrels
Archimedes
per day
principle.
during the height of the Trump administration's maximum
Iron
pressure
floating
campaign
on
to
top
around
sea.
1.5 million
The
barrels a
American,
day in
how can iron
2024.
float on air? The
However, in the past
aerodynamic
couple of
principle.
months, the Iranian economy has suddenly started to look
Aerodynamic.
precariously
How?
close to collapse. A
America
combination
would think
of war
can
and sanctions have
come
pushed
to
the
life.
country into recession, with the World Bank
Think the
forecasting
impossible to
a
become
contraction
possible.
of
Number two thing,
1.7% in 2025
internet.
and then 2.8% in
Internet.
2026.
Now you they look
As
internet like
always,
that.
this is in large
Very
part because
powerful.
oil exports and revenues are now
Take
falling,
away the
with
internet
exports
from
to
the
China
American
slipping
military
from
system.
about 1.5
Eh?
million barrels per day
They
to
become
more like
they will
1.2
drop down
million
to
barrels.
50%
This is
powerless.
because of both fresh US sanctions
Now
on
me,
Chinese importers
tell
and
you that
new
one.
UN sanctions imposed as part of the
Take away the
so-called
internet
snapback
from
mechanism,
the American
which
military
France,
system.
Germany and the
They will
UK
so
triggered in
drop
late
down
September. For
to
context, the
50%
snapback
powerless.
mechanism is a sort of
Because the
emergency
American
brake
can
built
never,
into
the
original
military system of the
2015
American can
nuclear
never
deal
operate
that allows for the
without
swift
the internet.
reimposition of all UN
Before
sanctions
they
if
deploy for a
Iran was
war,
deemed to have violated its
they don't
nuclear
go their
commitments.
surveillance room, their
Increased
intelligence
sanctions
room,
risk has also
survey
meant
the
that
whole
Iran
place,
has had to
look the
sell
whole
its
place,
oil
know
at a
their
steeper
incoming,
discount than
know
usual,
their outs,
with the
their
discount
outlets,
widening to
knows
more than
everything,
$8 a
their
barrel in
drone, their
December,
surveillance,
compared to
they
about
go survey
$6 a barrel
for
in
them to even
September
launch a
and
bomb
around
from
$3
all
in
the way from
March.
US
This
down
all comes on top of falling global oil
to
prices,
Nigeria.
and
They don't
effectively means that the
surveillance.
price
They will
Iran
know how
can
to
charge
do
for a
it.
barrel of
Okay,
oil
ship.
has fallen from
Okay, we
about
can't just
$70
use
in
other
March
people
to
airspace
more
to
like
launch this bomb. We
$50
don't know what we'll
today.
do. We go ship
Inflation has also
the
skyrocketed. According to
our
official
ship
data,
go.
year-on-year inflation was
The,
running at
the internet
48.6% in October, up from
strength
31.8%
is
at the
give
beginning of this
50%
year,
strength
and the
to them.
highest since early
With
2023.
all the
Unofficial
intellectual
estimates put the
thinking,
true inflation rate
eh?
even higher, between
With all the
50 and
intellectual
70%.
thinking, all the
Persistent
intellectual
inflation
reasoning,
means that, in the past
eh?
7 years or so,
Common
the price of
internet,
essential goods has
they
risen
are
by more than
50% back down.
1,000%, which is one of
Because
the reasons that
no
last
matter how
month Iran
strong
announced
you
a
are,
plan
no
to
matter how
remove 4
big you are, no
zeros
matter
from
how
its national
grab you are, you
currency,
think you
the
can
rial.
blow, you can push, you
This
can
has
do
all been
everything. Eh?
exacerbated by massive
When you are
capital theft,
blindfolded, you
as
can never
nervous
fight
Iranians
effectively.
rush to move their wealth out of the country.
Yes,
The
that
most
was the
recent
problem of
report by
Samson.
Iran's central bank estimates
It
capital
was
flight to be something like $9
the
billion
air was
in the
capable of
second
growing
quarter of this
again,
year,
which
the highest
in which the
outflow
air
ever
later
recorded.
grew,
This
right?
has also put
But
renewed pressure on the rial,
after the
which fell
air
to an
later
all-time
grew
low of
again,
1.2 million
he
rial
was
against the US
blindfolded.
dollar last week.
The air
You
grew,
get the idea. Iran's
but he was
economy is now
blindfolded.
teetering on the
So
brink of a
he
severe
couldn't
recession, while
see what he was
simultaneously struggling
fighting.
with
So the
destabilizing
best
inflation.
was to
This
die
might explain why the regime has recently
with
signaled
the
a renewed
Philistine.
openness to
That
negotiations
was
with
when
the
he
US
fell.
over its
You
nuclear
have to,
program, presumably in the hope of
you have to
sanctions relief.
collapse
But this
the
is
building.
unlikely to go down well with
So
the more
everybody will
hawkish
just die
factions
together.
within the
Let us
Iranian
just
state.
die together.
Our magazine Too Long is
Because
now
no matter
officially in
how
stock,
strong you
with
are,
this
when you are
latest issue
blindfolded,
focusing on the
you can never fight
reshaping of the
effectively.
Middle East. In this magazine, we run through each country
Then
in
number
the
three,
region to discuss
the
how they're
weapon
rewriting
system.
the next chapter of their story, from
These
Qatar's
people
growing
have,
global
they are
influence,
so,
who will
they
govern the
have,
new
they
Gaza,
have,
if
these
Iran
people
could
have
dash for a
very,
nuke, or
very,
how Lebanon can disarm Hezbollah.
see,
This is a region
what you
we know
call
a lot of you are
futuristic
interested
to
in.
them,
So this
futuristic
latest issue
technology
dives
to
deep
them,
with our real
it's
thoughts
already
on the
an
next
outdated
era of this
technology
often troubled region.
sorry,
Not
what you
only
call
that, but we also
futuristic
have
technology
sections
to
focusing
your
on
country,
UK,
to your
EU,
nation,
and global news,
it has already
including
been
our full
rated to them
rundown
as
of some of the biggest
outdated,
elections that happened
outdated,
around the world over
outdated.
the past year.
These
There's
people will
also our
produce
interview
weapons
with
and they will
YouTube's
keep
Money and
them. They will
Macro
not showcase
on how
them.
to fix the EU economy,
They will keep
the
them.
rise of the
In
politician
case of the day of
influencer,
war,
and the new
they will
left
keep them.
emerging in the UK. As a
Who
special
knows,
Christmas
say US
offer, we're
get
offering you special gifts
technology
if
called
you
the B2
subscribe to
Spirit
Too
Bomber,
Long.
the ghost
For
of the sky.
instance,
Who
new
knows?
subscribers
Nobody
can get a
knows.
set of
Not
TLDR keyrings for
until
free,
Iran
our
said they
assembly
finish
required
showcase
desk
their
calendar
shoulder.
for just £2
That
more,
was when they
our wall
unleashed one on
calendar
them.
or Brexit the colouring
And
book
that is
for £3
one
more,
of a
or get your
thousands
first
they
copy
have
be
kept.
free if you buy it alongside
That is
the assembly
one
required.
of
Find all of
100
the
they've
options by
kept.
clicking the link in the description.
Who knows say
Or,
US
as
get
always,
B2 bomber?
skip all of the
Nobody
physical
knows
stuff
that.
by picking up the digital
Nobody
edition
knows that.
today.
Not until action speaks louder than voice. These people, they get
Iran
technology.
is threatening to sink the USS Abraham Lincoln warship at the
these three
Persian
things.
Gulf Coast.
That
Instead of
is why
trying to rescue
when
its
US
currency that
bombed
already
Iran,
got sunk without firing a single shot.
do you know how many
The
scientists
Iranian
died
currency,
in that
the
bunker?
rial, just
How
became the
many
weakest
brains
currency in the world. hitting
How
the
many
jackpot of about
brains
1,500,000
were
per
being
$1 US
destroyed?
dethroning the Lebanese pound and
Military
even the
generals and
Vietnamese
commanders,
dong.
military leaders
Now let's talk about this Abraham
died
Lincoln threat.
in that
This is
bunker.
not some fishing boat
You know what the
tweet
US
about
collected
and
for
scare.
ransom?
The
US
USS
collected
Abraham
20 years
Lincoln
from
is
them.
literally a floating military
And
base.
they will never
When you
give them
threaten
chance
it,
to
you're
rebuild their
basically
nuclear
declaring
site
you want
because
smoke
they
with
didn't
an
actually destroy.
entire military base that
They are
moves.
causing
This thing
havoc with
doesn't
it.
sail alone. It
With
comes
it,
with
they are causing havoc with it.
destroyers, cruisers,
So they will never give them that chance to
submarines,
rebuild that thing
fighter
again.
jets, missile defense systems, radar
They will
that
never
sees
give them that
everything,
chance.
and security layers that most countries don't even have on
The Iranian
land.
government,
The
they
same
boast,
ballistic missile
say
that failed to
if
collapse a
the-
building is the only thing they
Abraham
bragged
Lincoln
about.
ship,
Be serious.
the
Meanwhile,
Abraham
back
Lincoln
home, the Ryle is collapsing.
carrier,
Prices are exploding, and ordinary
say to their
Iranians are
territory,
struggling to
they will
survive.
sink them.
But instead of fixing the economy,
They will
they're
sink
busy
the
threatening
Abraham
aircraft
Lincoln.
carriers on social media.
The only reason,
You can threaten
and
a
you
ship
were the
all you
boast,
want,
you
but
need
you can't threaten inflation,
external
sanctions,
force,
and economic
assistance.
reality away.
external
Right
assistance
now, the
to
real
boost
thing sinking
your
is not
military
the
support,
USS Abraham
to
Lincoln.
boost your,
It's the
your military
Iranian
power,
economy,
so you can
and that
face
one didn't need a single
war
missile.
with this
China
your
has
opponents.
said that if America
I
sends
used to be
missiles
boast.
or warplanes to attack Iran,
How
China will
many
destroy
people,
them.
how many nations
China
don't come
says
outside
it
because
has
support?
advanced technology that can even find and target America's stealth fighter jets. America
US
always believed
for this
that
war
its
where they
stealth
fight.
planes could go anywhere and
Only
no
them they fight the war.
radar could detect
Only one
them.
man they bomb Nigeria.
But now
At the
China
same time they
says
bomb Venezuela.
we can
At the
find
same time they
American
bomb
stealth
Iran.
planes
At the
and
same
shoot
time they
them
bomb
down.
another place.
China warned
Donald
that
Trump
if
gets sense.
America
If
sends
you
any
say that man not get
warplane
sense.
or missile
As
toward
he come into
Iran,
power,
China
the
will
first thing
destroy
he
it
did
before it
was to
reaches
make
Iran.
friends with all the top and
China
tough
said,
world leaders.
As long as we
He
are
betrayed
here,
Zelensky. He forced. Okay, let me not say
America
betray. Let me say
cannot
forsake.
threaten destruction in this
So
region.
it will look as if
we will never allow America to attack
I'm using a
Iran.
very harsh word. He
China
forsakes
also
Zelensky.
claimed that America
He go make friend with
intentionally
Putin.
created protests in Iran
Two of the entire motor
and used
together,
people to
Putin they laugh.
protest in order to change Iran's
Zelensky
government
they shine
and bring
eye.
a government of its own choice.
He make friend with Zelensky. He
But
make
China
friend with
said it will
Putin.
not allow this to happen anymore.
He that will not reach out.
China
The
said
first
it will
president
fully
to set
defend
his foot
Iran.
on the North Korea soil. He go North Korea, go make friend with Kim Jong-un. That will not reach out. He make friend with this guy, what is his name? China president Xi Jinping. And you know, China is the only rival to US. No other nation can. Before any nation cannot wage war with the US alone, apart from China. And even that China too, they will still need a little bit assistance. They will still need assistance, in fact, to wage war with the US government. They can't just wage war with the US government alone, like that. They will still need assistance too. So he make friends with all the world leaders so that when they do what they in mind, nobody can challenge him. You see the metrics, the logic, the wisdom. You never see anything. So Iran, I beg, treat your citizens well because on our hearts too dey for back. You will say they help. You will say they deploy military aid too. Now you they talk say you will go sink Abraham Lincoln, or because if you bust now nuclear weapon you get to, now nuclear weapon you get, not be sophisticated weapon. Now nuclear weapon you get to, now nuclear weapon your strength dey. US government make this world not scatter. Now be Trump own. May will not fight, destroy this world. Niger be own. Because if not to face the war with you, to face the war with the Iranian government, before they go break, what the US go do them, the war side go confirm. But the kind of weapons where Iran gets, they are so dangerous to the world, so sophisticated. The nuclear weapons, not good. Those weapons are not good to be used for war. It has long to be declared that the use of nuclear weapons should be banned. All world leaders have come together to agree it because it's not good. That's not good. Because after the war, after the explosion, the impact still remains. The impact still remains. So that's not good. It's not good. Then I would say they try to avoid. Not say they fear you. Nobody they fear you. So when they look at the war go now, because even Benjamin himself don't join them. Say what you do Israel that time in the back more for their mind. So now when they say they don't see way to attack you very well, they support Trump, the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin. Today, Iran will get win. Niger they in mind. Oh, let's deal with them. Let's finish them. So Iran, I better take it easy. Take it easy. Amend your economy. Amend your citizens. Give them what they want for good, not for evil, for good. Give them a better life. And take care of the nation. Because on our hearts, too bad. If they give US chance, we not wage war with US. US go finish on. People don't create weapons, keep them. Web say nobody don't see for this world. US are living in 30 2026. 30 36. More centuries ahead. US are living in 36. When I still did 2026. Now they sit down one place. Stupid man.